네, 안녕하세요. 오늘은 오픽 모의고사를 한번 쳐볼 건데요. AEL 받으시는 분들이 제 답변을 받고 조금 도움이 되셨으면 해서 완전 풀 녹화로 올리도록 하겠습니다. 저도 좀 저릴지도 모르니까요. 되게 난해한 시험이라. 근데 일단 5에서 6으로 제가 고를 거고요. 인기 많은 여우오픽 최나영 선생님 모의고사로 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 제 답변이 AL 답변이지만 혹시 조금 그거보다 빠르게 들릴 수 있어요. 그러면은 자동 자막을 키셔서 영어 자막으로 한번 확인해 보시면 좀 좋지 않을까 싶습니다. 그래서 바로 진행하도록 할게요.
Let's start the interview now. Tell me something about yourself. Let's start the interview now. Tell me something about yourself.
Hi Ava, my name is Eric. I'm currently a teacher living in Korea and I'm teaching English and Opic to many students, especially to my soldier students. Yeah, they're lovely and I'm just trying to make a video for my students. So I guess I'm gonna pass on the introduction and I guess you will get to see me in more detail in other questions. So bye bye.
What is the weather like in your country? Also, tell me about the seasons. What is the weather like in your country? Also, tell me about the seasons.
Alright, so the weather in my country. Clearly there are 4 seasons. I mean, like in some countries there are only 2 seasons, right? Winter or summer, or there's only 1 season like summer or winter. But Korea never gets boring. For example, there are 4 seasons clearly. So one spring, one summer, fall and winter. Each season is different. For example, in spring, it's breezy and warm and lots of people like it because it's not cold at all, right? And in summer though, oh my gosh, it's so humid and scorching hot. I hate summer so much. And fall, yeah, fall is similar to spring, I guess. It's also breezy, a bit windy, and you can see some maple trees. And also people go climbing and stuff. So fall, I like it too. And winter, yeah, it's I don't know why, but Korean weather is so dramatic. For example, like summer is always like scorching up, but on the other hand, winter is just freezing cold, and I was like, even right now, I'm just freezing to death. How about you? How is the weather in your country?
How is the weather today where you are? What is happening now? How is the weather today where you are? What is happening now?
Alright, so as I told you earlier in the previous question, there are 4 seasons, right? So right now it's actually winter. And right now I'm just freezing. Yeah, I'm not even wearing my jacket right now and it's freezing. I didn't really expect that the weather would be so cold like this. But anyway, it's scorching, it's freezing cold and it's icy. Like, it's also very dry here and I think I need to put some water, like a humidifier or something. And what else can I talk about? It's winter, but it's not snowing and nothing much. In winter, it's just a bit snowy and freezing cold. So I think I would just appreciate a cup of hot coffee, like hot Americano. Yeah, there's nothing like hot ice Americano. I'm sorry. I guess that's all I can talk about. So the weather today is just freezing cold. Yeah, be careful of catching cold. Yeah.
Weather changed in your country. How has the weather changed in your country over time? Was the weather different when you were a child? How has the weather changed in your country over time? Was the weather different when you were a child?
Oh, so changes. Yeah, I could see some changes definitely. For example, like when I was young, I remember that 4 seasons were clearly like divided. For example, like you could feel the spring and there's clearly summer and fall and winter, right? There was some kind of transition. So in summer, it was scorching hot, and in spring, it was warm. But look at now, like I don't think there is any kind of transition. For example, in summer, summer is longer. For example, like you don't really have spring and fall. It's just getting more dramatic and dramatic. So, for example, like in May, it starts to become summer, and the summer continues until like end of the September, and immediately like you only have like a month of fall, and it becomes winter. So clearly, like when I was young, yeah, there was some kind of a demarcation line for weather, but right now there isn't. So I don't know, because as a person who really like to enjoy like outdoor activities for spring and fall, as a person who love to just ride bicycle, I don't like the weather right now. Sometimes I just miss the clear 4 seasons. Not that I hate the weather in Korea, but I just want longer spring and fall. Yeah, I guess that's all I can talk about right now, so I'll move on.
I would like to know about your house. How many rooms are there? Also, tell me about your favorite room. I would like to know about your house. How many rooms are there? Also, tell me about your favorite room.
Oh, you want to know about my house? That's actually a secret because I'm living in a castle. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just living in a small 2-bedroom apartment, and it's a 2-bedroom, but I have a quite small living room. So I guess you could say that this has like a semi 3 rooms. So anyway, there's also 1 bathroom. It's compact, but it does the job. And I want to move on to my favorite room though. Like as I said, there are 2 bedrooms. One is just actually for like storage in my office. I don't really do anything there. I mean, it's an office, but I just put my electronics that I don't use anymore there, and I sometimes just use a computer, but that's about it. But most of the time, I spend my entire day doing like various activities like couch potato in my favorite room, which is the biggest room. Actually, in that room, I do so many things. For example, like I watch TV and so on. But what I do, I will tell you about it in more detail on the next question. Yeah. Anyway, my house. It's just normal. It's not that difficult. I mean, it's not that different. Actually, it's not a house. It's an apartment. But it's pretty similar to any other people living in Korea. So I'll move on to next question.
Problems you have experienced in your house. For example, it could be noise from your neighbor, something was broken, or someone you live with didn't cooperate with you. Tell me about some problems you have experienced in your house. For example, it could be noise from your neighbor, something was broken, or someone you live with didn't cooperate with you.
Oh my gosh, I had so many problems in my house. Yes. I didn't really mention about my room, about my house, but I actually live in a very old apartment. I think the apartment is as old as me, maybe older than me. So I have lots of problems. So for example, first one is the noise complaint. Yeah, it has that squeaky noise every day. Like I'm making the noise. They say the person living below me says that. I'm trying to be as careful as possible, but I guess the person living below me is a little bit how do I say, sensitive. I don't know how to frame it, but the person is a little bit sensitive, so noise complaint from my apartment. And second thing is the cockroaches. Oh my gosh, cockroaches, they are everywhere, omnipresent. Just everywhere I go, whenever I am, they just sneak out of the like some kind of crack and just bugs me. So annoying. Is one thing that I hate the most about my house. And lastly, I guess I could talk about the water pressure. I don't know why, but the water pressure issue seems to be serious in old apartment ones, especially because I'm living in the top floor. I don't know, like the water pressure can be good. I don't know why exactly. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not a plumber. but the water pressure is so low that whenever I'm taking shower, the laundry wouldn't run. Like, it's like almost dry cleaning. I don't know what it is, but that's the biggest issue. There's so many other issues, but I could talk about it in more detail in next question maybe. Oh,
Tell me about one of the problems you've mentioned above. What was the problem, and how did you deal with it? Tell me about one of the problems you've mentioned above. What was the problem, and how did you deal with it?
Well, I guess I talked about the cockroaches, right? In the previous question. Cockroaches, they're like, oh my god, it's crazy. Just bugging me so much. They're the worst creature in the world, and as I'm living in the old apartment, I meet my best buddies cockroaches every year I go. So I had to kill them. Yeah, they're my friends because I sleep with them, but I just want to kill them. So what I was thinking about was actually hiring some kind of like a bug killing companies like Sesco in Korea. They are specialized in killing and eliminating all kinds of like nasty stuff. So I asked for the quotation, and it turned out it was about my salary. So no, bye-bye. I said no, and what I did was I just bought some medicines. I mean, like a bug killer from the drugstore, and I just sprayed and applied the bug killer every year, like every corner, and I was able to just eliminate them. Like they were gone, totally gone. So the result was like, wow, amazing. So Ava, I have a suggestion for you. If you ever meet your best buddies cockroaches, don't even bother to call the company. Why don't you just buy it? Yeah, I recommend. I think it's called a Mixpogen or something. It's a German brand. Anyway, I recommend you that, and that's it. So don't even like worry about cockroaches. Yeah, I can kill it for you.
Country. What are they like? And what kind of food do they serve?
What?
Your country. Tell me about typical restaurants in your country. What are they like? And what kind of food do they serve? Tell me about typical restaurants in your country. What are they like? And what kind of food do they serve?
I see a lot of restaurants in Korea. I mean, like, but most restaurants that I see is they are Korean restaurants or I guess Japanese or some Western restaurants. Typically, I think most Korean people like to go to Korean restaurants because they are Korean. And sure, one unique thing about restaurant is that they serve a lot of side dishes even when they're not asking for them. Like, so some foreigners are getting shocked because they didn't order side of kimchi or like some kind of side dishes, but they get served anyway for free at no cost. Though they are kind of shocked, and they're delicious. And most restaurants are like employees there. They seem friendly, and whenever you enter a restaurant, you will see a bunch of a lot of ajashi, which means Korean uncles, drinking soju or traditional drinks and stuff. So it's pretty similar to any other restaurant that you see in any other country. But I love Korean food, so why don't you try Korean food whenever you come to Korea, Ava?
When was the last time you ate out? Where did you go? And who did you go there with? What did you eat at the restaurant? When was the last time you ate out? Where did you go? And who did you go there with? What did you eat at the restaurant?
Wow, it's been forever because of the pandemic and the social distancing regulation. It was a bit challenging for me to get outside of my house and just eat something in the restaurant because I wanted to avoid the crowd. So due to the social distancing, I couldn't really eat. So my memory isn't really clear and it's just all up in the air. But I guess the last time was I don't even remember. Like 3 months ago, I went to this Chinese restaurant with my girlfriend, I think, and I ordered some jjampong, which is spicy noodle called with some seafood and some beef together. It was yummy. I loved it. And I also ordered some sweet and sour chicken, pork, just because my girlfriend wanted it. I'm not really a fan of it, and I ordered, and it turned out it was okay, so it worth the price. After eating the meal, we just went to a cafe and drank some coffee. So I spent a lot of money, yeah, but it was for my girlfriend, so I guess that's all. No, not really memorable experience with the restaurant. So just typical my routine at a restaurant, but it's just been forever, so it's not really clear in my head. So yeah, I guess that's all I can talk about right now.
Tell me about a special dish you had at a restaurant. How was the food? Was it memorable? Tell me about a special dish you had at a restaurant. How was the food? Was it memorable?
Yes, memorable experiences in a restaurant. It's been forever, but yeah, I guess I could talk about this restaurant though. All right. When I was in Jeju Island, Jeju Island, which is the biggest island in Korea, is known for swordfish. Swordfish is called galchi, and I went to this restaurant in Cheonjiyeon Fall. And in this restaurant, I and my girlfriend ordered some grilled swordfish and some braised swordfish. I mean, not swordfish, swordfish. Yeah, galchi. And it was super, super delicious, and it was the best thing ever. And we are like, wow, this is amazing. We kept eating, we just kept eating, and we ordered more side dishes. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give 5-star in this restaurant. And it turned out I saw something in there, and I thought it was just some kind of seaweed or something. And but no seaweeds have legs, right? And I was like, I told my girlfriend, what is this? And my girlfriend just freaked out, and she shouted, hey, it's cockroach. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I almost had it. I mean, it was the best swordfish ever. But nobody would actually appreciate a piece of cockroach leg instead of your swordfish. Maybe, oh my God. I'm really thankful about that extra protein. Yeah, how kind is it? But I don't really like eating cockroaches, so it's the worst memory that can just stick to my mind. So no other memories with other restaurants. I mean, there are a bunch of other good restaurants, but that's all. It was the worst memory ever. So Ava, if you ever go to Cheonjiyeon Pokpo, the fall, be careful. Really.
I'd like to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. You want to watch a movie with your friend. Call a theater and ask 3 or 4 questions about the movie tickets. I'd like to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. You want to watch a movie with your friend. Call a theater and ask 3 or 4 questions about the movie tickets.
Hello, I'm trying to book a ticket for Avengers, and I'm just wondering about some questions. First of all, do you have Avengers? Because I heard that Avengers are getting really popular and it's all booked. It's all sold out. So, are there any seats available for Avengers? I hope there is. I'm trying to watch it at 9 p.m. I hope there is. And second of all, is there any kind of a discount coupon? I have T-Mobile, the KT membership, and the membership says I can get a BOGO coupon, buy one get them for free. So, is it true? If there is, please let me know. And another thing is, the social distancing regulation. Can I eat some popcorns or drinks there? I'm starving. Yeah. Because last time I went there, They said no, I couldn't drink. So could you double check with that? If there is no regulation, please let me know. And if there are more things that I need to be aware of before going to the movie theater, please let me know. Oh, last question. Do you guys have a parking lot? And you provide any parking tickets? Okay, alright. That's about it. Alright, I'll see you in the theater. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but there is a problem I want you to resolve. You just found out you've been sold the wrong tickets. Ask someone at the movie theater for a solution, giving him or her 2 or 3 alternatives. I'm sorry, but there is a problem I want you to resolve. You just found out you've been sold the wrong tickets. Ask someone at the movie theater for a solution, giving him or her 2 or 3 alternatives.
Alrighty, I'm sorry to say this, but you sold me not Avengers, you sold me Lion King. What the heck? I'm sorry, but Lion King is such an old movie. I'm not really a fan of it, so I want Avengers. But it looks like the Avenger has already started and I can't watch it today, so I'm very disappointed. So this is what I want. First, you should refund it immediately, first of all. The full ticket price was 10,000 won, so you should give me 20,000 won for my friend and me. So immediately, please. And second of all, I missed the Avengers. I can't watch it until tomorrow. So I think you need to compensate me in any other way. So could you, I don't know, give me some discount voucher or something? I mean, it clearly was your fault. I mean, like Lion King. What? I mean, like, do I look like a person watching Lion King? I'm sorry, but no. So please give me some discount coupon or some voucher, or I'll be really disappointed at the service that you guys are providing. Lastly, and also I parked my car there and I didn't watch the movie, so I'm getting refunded. So you should give me parking like a ticket so that I don't pay for the parking. It's because I don't have any receipt because I got just refunded. So please double check with that. And if you don't resolve it, please, I have no choice but to call your manager. I'm sorry, but this is what I want. So anyway, what's your name?
What was the situation, and how did you solve the problem? Have you ever been in a situation where you had a problem with buying tickets or making a reservation? What was the situation, and how did you solve the problem? Have you ever been in a situation where you had a problem with buying tickets or making a reservation? What was the situation, and how did you solve the problem?
When buying tickets, it's really annoying, and I fail many times when buying some movie tickets or some concert tickets. But I always try to book a ticket, like by calling somebody, calling the ticket booth or ticketing office. But I failed one time, so I and my girlfriend were supposed to go to a concert called Dynamic Duos concert, and what I had to do was, at first I called the office. Of course they wouldn't answer, and all the tickets were being sold out, and I had no idea how to find it. So I looked up on the internet, and even on the internet it was too expensive, or it was too like there were no promotion codes, and it was all booked out, and only like horrible seating charts were sold out. So what I realized was that all the tickets were sold out, but it was sold out to same people. So people were just buying, like hoarding the tickets, and they were distributing it, and they were pretty much reselling it. So I had no choice but to just contact somebody at a Craigslist, like some kind of a used item market, and I was ripped off, really. I had to pay extra $30 on top of the full price. But what could I do? It was my anniversary with my girlfriend, and we had to celebrate somehow. So the way I resolved the problem for the ticketing was getting ripped off. Yeah. Do you have any memorable experience, Ava?
You indicated in the survey that you take vacations domestically. How is traveling different now compared to the past? Do you think traveling is easier or more difficult now than before? You indicated in the survey that you take vacations domestically. How is traveling different now compared to the past? Do you think traveling is easier or more difficult now than before?
Oh my god. To answer this question, yes, traveling has gotten more difficult and it's just driving me nuts. For example, like even domestic travel is gotten more difficult. But also, I mean, domestic travel, you could travel still, right? But you need to have your like vaccine pass or the green pass and so on. So you need to be vaccinated and then you have to like observe the social distancing regulation by the CDC. So it's become more challenging for many people. And also to mention like overseas travel, it became almost like impossible unless you really want to try to go. For example, buying a ticket is like catching a star from the sky, and also what else? You have to get vaccinated, like fully vaccinated, and then you have to be quarantined. So it's become such a hassle, really. So traveling has become more of a struggle in the past few years. And as a person who likes to travel, it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. And I think just some regulations should be like reduced, should be relieved, so that a person like me could go travel to other countries, even some domestic cities, you know. So anyway, traveling has gotten more difficult over the few years, definitely.
Tell me about some issues concerning traveling. How do people handle those issues or problems? Tell me about some issues concerning traveling. How do people handle those issues or problems?
I think there are so many issues with the traveling though. So for example, I mentioned about the social distancing regulation. So people can't really travel nowadays due to the pandemic. When they go, they can't really go in a big group. For example, like the place where I'm living at right now is Jeju Island. So when people come to travel, they come in small groups. They used to come in with like big groups so that they can just go Dutch with the all the hotels and the prices, but they have no choice. So they have to come in small groups and they cannot really do like a package tour. So that's one way they resolve. And I guess another issue with the traveling is that people are irresponsibly throwing garbage on the beach or like in the mountain, for example. So travelers are being irresponsible. So for example, in Jeju Island, it's making mountains of garbage in the island. Like very rare I go, I see like plastics, paper, like empty plastic cup bottles and so on, even some glasses. So travelers are becoming more irresponsible, and the way people are resolving is, ironically, some travelers are just picking up the garbage and just putting it in the designated area. So that's one way they are resolving, and many more issues, people wanted to travel overseas, but due to the pandemic they can't. So instead they found some alternatives. So I guess a lot of travelers are resolving their quenching their hope, or quenching their travel hope for travel by traveling to some exotic places like Jeju Island or some Sokcho beach, even in the same country, for example like Korea to Korea. 야, 여러분들 수고하셨습니다. 35분 동안 열심히 떠들었는데 확실히 오픽이란 거는 진짜 애드립을 잘해야 돼요. 제가 질문을 잘 알지만서도 그때그때 떠오르지 않는 게 오픽인 것 같아요. 그래서 좀 응기응변을 되게 잘 하셔야 될 것 같으니까요. 여러분들도 제 답변에서 좀 아이디어를 좀 찾으셨으면 좋겠고, 너무 스크립트화 하지 마세요. 그냥 이 중에서 도움이 될 만한 답변들을 조금 뽑아서 상황에 맞게 계속 넣는 연습하시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 물론 AL 받으려면 이렇게까지 막 수다스러워야 되나? 또 그렇게 안 해요. 그렇진 않고요. 그냥 일종의 하는 예였으니까요. 그냥 이런 사람도 있다 하셨으면 좋을 것 같습니다. 네, 감사하고요. 여러분들도 수고하셨습니다. 꼭 AL, IH, IM2 원하시는 등급 받으셨으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다.